What's up guys, in this video I'm going to show you what's in the Arctic Cat toolkit and why I think you should change it out to tools that are common on your ATV that you will need to get you back on the trail if you have a breakdown. These are going to be common sizes that will be all over your Arctic Cat ATV and commonly used for any maintenance or repairs that will replace your existing toolkit in the ATV. So let's get started. On most Arctic Cats, your toolkit is located right up under the seat, normally around this area. Toolkit on the Alteras is right here. So let's check out what's in this toolkit. This is everything you should get in your Altera toolkit. You have your 10 and 12 millimeter wrench, a 14 and 17 closed end wrench. You got a regular 12 millimeter, a 15 millimeter, 16 millimeter, a 14 and a 13 closed, 14, 17 closed end. Then you also have a Phillips driver, and that will reverse around to a straight blade. This is a 16 millimeter and 18 millimeter socket, which you can use your screwdriver like this to be able to leverage that. This here is your tire gauge, basic tire gauge. This here is a T20. This is your TPS screw size. So this will be for the smaller Torx screws. I believe this fits your TPS sensor screw, the screws up on the front grille, smaller Torx screws all over the ATV. Then you have your preload adjustment tool. This is for adjusting the spring preload on your shocks. And then there is a bolt in here. This is for pulling your clutch apart. This will be used to separate your clutch to be able to remove or change your belt on your secondary drive. You screw this in your secondary drive. I did a video getting down into the clutch, how to inspect your clutch and your belt, make sure that is all good, and how to replace your belt. You can check it out. I'll leave it linked up here and down in the description. But this, you're going to screw this into your secondary to be able to remove your belt. So that's what that screw is. This here is your spring load adjustment tool. That's what you use to adjust the preload on your suspension. And we'll just connect on the preload adjuster right here. I run a digital gauge. You have the weight off the ATV when you adjust these, and that is how you will adjust that with this tool. With that smaller Torx wrench, again, that's for these smaller Torx bolts. If you have any smaller Torx bits all over the ATV, that'll be what this one is. Honestly, the tire gauge, I would switch this out and grab yourself a digital tire gauge. I'll leave a list of tools you can pick up in the description that would be a lot better than this kind of basic tire gauge. This won't get you down to the specifics that you're really going for. A digital gauge will help you get down. If you want to adjust your tires to a specific number, I run mine all at 8 psi. It's kind of hard to tell on one of these gauges to get them all exactly. So I run a digital gauge in my toolkit. The Phillips is, of course, going to be your battery terminals. Those bolts down there are a Phillips drive, but I also use the 10 millimeter wrench to be able to tighten those up. Again, you've got that smaller Torx bit size in some places, but almost everywhere else you have these T30. Your fender bolts, your engine crankcase bolts are all over the place. All of these Torx bits all over everywhere. Up here, pretty much all over the ATV, all over the clutch. T30 is probably the most used tool that I will use out of the Arctic Cat toolkit. Your common lug nut size for Arctic Cat is going to be a 17 millimeter. Again, suspension components are going to be 13, 15 millimeter. Holding the fenders is a 13. Now there are some 8 millimeter bolts on your intake clamps. Those are going to be 8 millimeters. This is kind of just a basic toolkit that they give you, but I would go through and make your own so you ensure that you have everything you need for a trailside repair. Alright, so these are the tools I would switch out in the toolkit. I'd grab a 15, a 13, and a 10, just normal open end, closed end wrenches. And then of course, this is the T30 wrench I don't have in that other toolkit. I was using it somewhere else, but I also add an 8mm wrench for your inspection plug because that is an 8mm, and I believe that is the only place you use an 8mm. And then of course switch out your gauge for a digital gauge so you can get a more accurate tire reading. And that is what I would add into my toolkit. Alright, so that's what's in the stock toolkit. When you would buy an ATV, you should get all of these tools. Actually, there's one more I don't have currently here, is the T25 wrench. Then you can fit that all back in the original tool bag, and hopefully you don't have too many tools in there, that you'll be able to still fit it in here. Alright, so that's what's in the Arctic Cat toolkit. Hopefully this video helps you out and gets you a better toolkit for trailside repair on your Arctic Cat ATV. Hope you found this video helpful. Be sure to drop a like down below. Subscribe if you aren't already. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.